Hello, friends. It's hard to believe that the last time we were here together at St. Thomas was the third Sunday of Lent. I know the last few months have been difficult for all of you. We've been separated from one another, and we have been separated from the sacraments, particularly the Eucharist. I know you can't wait to get back, and I am excited to be able to welcome you back to your spiritual home and to be with you around the Lord's table once again. But before we can do that, I'd like to take a moment or two to describe to you some of the things that you will be seeing when you return to St. Thomas and some of our safety requirements that we've put into place to ensure that everyone continues to be safe as we continue to deal with this pandemic. All of the protocols that we have put in place are recommended by the CDC and are mandated by our bishop for all parishes in the Diocese of Wilmington. They're common sense, and they may be an inconvenience for a time, but they will help us to ensure the safety of everyone who comes into the church. Before I get into any specifics, I'd like to remind you that the dispensation from the obligation of Sunday Mass that Bishop Maluli issued on March 12th of this year remains in effect. I bring that up because I know a number of you have let me know that you still are not comfortable returning to Mass or any other public gathering. I get it, and the dispensation says that that's okay because you're not obliged to attend Sunday Mass. So, if for any reason you feel uncomfortable or unsafe venturing out into public spaces, particularly our church, I say stay home. It's okay, stay home, be safe, and have peace of mind. I know that some pastors are even encouraging their people to attend daily Mass instead of a weekend Mass. That's up to you, but it certainly is an option for you. You knew this was coming. Face masks. Everyone entering the church must wear face masks at all times. The only time that is permissible to partially remove your face mask is during communion. As usual, we will have hand sanitizer at the doors for you, but you may want to bring your own as well. We ask that you use the sanitizer upon entering the church and exiting the church, and any time while you're in here that you feel like you need to sanitize your hands. Upon entering the church, you will notice markings on the aisles. Just like in the supermarket, we ask that you maintain that 6 feet of social separation. One of the first things you'll notice when you come into the church is that every other pew has been blocked off. This, of course, is to once again help us maintain that 6 feet of separation. Even with every other pew blocked off, it's best to sit diagonally from someone else to maximize the separation. Of course, households, families, couples can sit together, but we ask that groupings and individuals please maintain the 6 feet. Once in the pew, you will notice that the missalettes are gone. It's unsafe to have these materials in the pews at this time that are being handled by many people. You're welcome to bring your own worship aid, like the Magnificat, with you to Mass. Also, we will not have the choir with us for the foreseeable future. We will have a cantor at most of our Masses, but congregational singing is not encouraged at this time. Essentially, Mass is the same, with a few minor adjustments. Just like before, the sign of peace is temporarily suspended, as is communion from the cup. You will also notice that the holy water fonts remain empty. There will also be no procession of gifts. Communion could be a little tricky depending on how many people are here. If the assembly is not too large, we will use our normal communion flow. However, if we have a larger gathering, then we have an alternate plan. Should that happen, I will give you instructions at that time. Again, all of this is to help maintain that 6 feet of social separation. Receiving communion with a mask on is going to be a little tricky. We're asked not to touch the mask because it's really a filter. So to remove the mask for communion, we are to use the ear loop. Once the host is placed in our hand, we can pick up the host with one hand, remove the mask with the ear loop, consume the host, and then replace the mask as best as we can without touching the mask. I know it seems a bit fussy, just do the best you can. I'd also like to mention to you that for the time being, our restrooms will be closed. I know this is an inconvenience and is an issue for many people, but I think for now it's best that we do that. It's hard to control access to that restroom. Dismissal at the end of Mass could also be a little tricky. We certainly don't want everyone leaving at the same time. If we have a larger crowd, then we may have to dismiss everyone row by row. We ask that you not gather in groups before or after Mass. These are the same things we've all been hearing over the past several weeks regarding safety during this pandemic. And I think if we continue to follow this, we'll be in good shape. When you think about it, all of these things are simply minor inconveniences. And I cannot stress enough, these measures are temporary. Please continue to check our website and other social media platforms for the new temporary Mass schedule. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. God bless.